amazing people, and welcome to another episode of Chit and Chat with Ep7 and Kisha, where we discuss motherhood, sisterhood, womanhood, parenthood, adulthood, childhood, and the hood.
So grab your favorite beverage and let's get to chit chatting.
All right, all right, all right.
So today, my beverage of choice is the Jamaican beverage of Ting, found in your local Kroger's.
All right, all right. And today, my favorite beverage, as you can see by the yellow cup, is some carbonated drink. Y'all know I've been on my water kick, and I'm still on my water kick, but today I'm having some high quality carbonated Mountain Dew.
Okay.
Okay, so we have been doing this series on mom guilt, and we're on mom guilt part 4, and it is coming from my book, Mom Guilt: A Guide to Understanding what it is, why it exists, and how to manage it. And you can get a copy of this book on my website, Life is a Maze. Maze is spelled M-A-Y-S. lifeisamaze.com. So today we've discussed in the past, what is mom guilt? We've discussed on why do we get mom guilt. We've discussed comparisons, which we're going to go depth into comparisons as mothers in another episode. So we discussed a lot. So today we're going to take a closer look at some of the top sources of why moms feel guilty. So we're going to get started. Y'all know I got to get my spectacles. Is that what they call them, spectacles?
Mm-hmm.
These ain't the dollar store ones that I had on last episode. These are the prescribed.
So we can't see.
We can't see. But dollar store be working good. Don't hate on the $1.25. It's a dollar store, but these glasses $1.25. But these are the prescriptions. So we're gonna take a closer look to some of the top sources of guilt. So there are many reasons why a mom might carry guilt, but I chose a few to carefully go over. Moms have enough to do in life without obsessing over guilty feelings. So here I will talk about 3 big ones that makes moms feel guilty: working or staying at home, anger, and parent comparisons. So what's better, stay at home or working? You are not a bad mom because you go to work each day. Similar, you are not a failure because you left your career altogether. Choices regarding work and family are personal. There is no one size fits all method. Anyone who tells you otherwise is wrong. And this is a quote from Candace Anaji. So what do you think about being a stay-at-home mom or being a working mom?
When I had my kids, I always was like, oh, I think I want to be a stay-at-home mom. And then I got kids and I was like, no, I want to go to work. But and then I got more kids and I was like, oh, I want to be a stay-at-home mom because it'd just be easier. I can do appointments, I don't have to take off, and then I was like, no, I need to go to work because these kids cost too much and I need my sanity. I need adults. I ended up being a working mom. And I think for me that was good because because I had a lot of kids and they were close in age, I was able to send them to daycare, send them to school, and then I was able to go to work and get away and have adult conversations during the daytime. And I ended up finding jobs that met my needs and met the needs of the kids, which I was grateful for. Thank God. I think for a couple years, I ended up working at a local health department where I only worked Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. I was off every Monday and Friday. So I was able to get doctor's appointments and that sort of thing. And, I didn't have to worry about having the kids, getting up on Monday morning and rushing and having the kids. I had some time. And then as I got more kids, because, my children are adopted, I ended up working in a school setting. And so then it was more so me being on a school schedule. So that for me meant anytime the kids were out of school, guess who was out of school? me. So I didn't have to worry about daycare as much. I only had to worry about um, after school care, which was maybe 30 minutes to an hour. Um, and then it had got to a point where my older kids were able to get my young kids off of the bus, so I didn't have to worry about that. And then um, I had my summers off. I had spring break off. I had my Christmas break off. I had snow days off. So basically, whenever that school was closed, I was closed and my kids were home, and I was good with it. So, and I've been in a school setting for 10 about 13 years now. So that has benefited me more more so than anything. And I enjoy it. And I always say that I'll retire from the school setting when my last kid graduates. So yeah, I'm on the downhill slope. Man, they ain't retiring, but I'm retiring from school camp.
I get it. I get it. So I get it. In my situation, well, I only had one child. So I can see why you want to be out the house. But working like you said, working in the school system, most of the time if the kids are out of school, you out of school. If it's a snow day, you got a snow day. So my situation was a little bit different. I wanted to work from home because I had my child, and like I said, I went through a divorce, so I wanted to be accessible for my child. Um, but it didn't work out like that until years later. So I had to go outside the house, and I had to work outside the house. And of course I did it because I got to make a living, got to take care of me and my child. But also I felt like I could take him to school, but then I couldn't pick him up from school. So of course he had to ride the bus. But then I had to make sure, thank God my mom was here. So she made sure, okay, he's off the bus, calling me, letting me know that he's at home. But then like if he had after school activities, I really couldn't participate and watch him in those after school activities. I can come and pick him up from them after school activities because by the time the after school activities is over, I'm off from work, depending on where I was working. But um, I couldn't be at the after school activities, and I didn't like
Mm,
that. So, and as a counselor, most of the time, if I'm counseling a student, I have to be working after school because that's when
mhm,
they're at home. At one point, I did work in the school system, which was good because if my child is out of school, the school is closed, then I'm out. But the deal with that was when I was working in a school system, I'm working at a year-round school system. He ain't in a year-round school system.
yeah,
So when when I'm out for those 3 weeks, he's in school. And then when I'm back in school, he out of school. So I mean, it gave me a little bit more freedom because, like, if it snowed or something like that, and they was out of school, I was out of school. But and I didn't miss his school activities on that round. But then there was one point in time when I was actually working in the evenings. So when he was coming home from school, I was going to work and I was working at 11 o'clock. Of course, by the time I get home at 11:15, 11:30, he's already in bed, whatever for the day. So anyway, so to make a long story short, I hated the fact that I really did want to work from home because I felt like I was missing out, helping with homework, doing stuff. I just felt like I was missing out on things. So I didn't start working from home until like his senior year in high school. And by that time, he on his way to college. So
yeah,
like his senior year in high school, I started working from home, which I was grateful because I was able to be at all his senior events and do things with him, and so I was grateful. And then of course the next year he goes off to college, and now I'm working from home full time and he's off at college. So there is benefits to working from home and working outside of the home.
yeah.
And um I'm just gonna read like a little excerpt for those mothers who may be feeling guilty because they either staying at home or feeling guilty because they're working from home. Some of us have like careers that's going to cause you to work from home. If you're a nurse, if you're a doctor, you're a lawyer, um, anything. anything.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be a manager at McDonald's, you can be a janitor. It doesn't even matter. If you working and that's your career, it may cause you to work from home. I know people who have children and their career causes them to travel all the time. So they're not at home with their
Yeah.
kids and they can feel guilty about that because they really are missing a lot. But you have to do what's best for your children. So just a few passages from the book. The benefits of being a working mom. Moms who work show their kids that women can have a professional career and contribute to society in ways other than mothering. According to the New York Times, in a new study of 50,000 adults in 25 countries, daughters of working mothers completed more years of education, were more likely to be employed and in supervisory roles, and earn higher incomes. That was just a study. So I'm just saying, to each his own. On the
Yeah.
other side, the benefits of being a stay at home mom. On the other hand, there are also multiple benefits to being a stay at home mom. For one thing, parents who stay at home avoid the lofty cost of childcare. And childcare,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and it was like that when my child was in childcare. So I know you got to work a whole part-time job just to pay for childcare these days. Like we
Oh
be
yeah.
thinking sometimes I'm in the wrong business.
Yep. Exactly.
But and don't let it be a late fee because you picked your child up 5 minutes late, or I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like for real, for real. So, and that's before, after school care, all day care. But
Part-time care, drop in.
so
It's expensive.
it's a lot. But so while they are not adding to the collective budget of being a stay-at-home mom, they are also helping to keep money in the bank because childcare can be a beast. Stay-at-home moms who take care of domestic duties like childcare, grocery shopping, house cleaning, and cooking meals keep families from having to pay for outside services. According to salary.com, the work that stay-at-home moms do is worth around $162,581 a year, a number that is well above the average income in the United States. A 2014 study kept track of 68,000 children and found that children with one stay at home parent on average perform better in school than those with two working parents. A different study shows that children who stay at home in their early childhood show lower levels of stress than those who go to daycare. However, there's no right and wrong answer, or if you're a stay-at-home mother or you're a
Mm-hmm.
working mother. I mean, we have these studies and studies change and
Yeah.
times change. I mean, the
Yeah.
study for 2014, that was pre-pandemic.
Yep.
You know, we
Exactly.
got a whole, we done went through a pandemic, we done went through a lot since 2014. I mean, the world shut
Mm-hmm.
down, opened back up, still crazy. I mean, we've been through a lot. So basically, you have to choose what's best for your family. You have to choose what's best for your family. You can either be a stay-at-home mom, you can be a working mom. Um, you can have one full-time job, two full-time jobs. You have a full-time and a part-time job. You have to do what's best for your family, what's best for you, what's best for your child. You have to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's interpretation on being a stay-at-home mom, and it goes more into depth in the book, but we just want to bring it out because my sister has been more working outside the home. I worked outside the home and I worked inside the home. I mean, I'm currently
Mm-hmm.
working from home even though my child is grown and out the house, and I love working from home because I don't have to deal with the commute.
Yeah.
I don't have a child at home to have to make sure he's okay because he's grown, he's doing his own thing, but I ain't got to deal with the commute. But on the other end, I am a caregiver to my mother, so I'm making sure she good, and I don't have to deal with the commute. That's my whole thing.
Exactly.
So,
My
um,
commute is supposed to be 3 minutes, but yeah, let's take uh school traffic. Let's go on ahead. I can get to the school in 3 minutes. I sit in the parking lot trying to get into the school for 6 minutes. I'm just saying.
So
Let's just do
yeah.
that.
So yeah, so it's what's best. So for the moms out there, it is what's best for you and your family.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna go to a next section on anger. Why moms get angry. And here we go. So, so moms get angry because raising kids is hard. It
Mm-hmm.
is not for the weak. And I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying that, moms who might be having difficulties with their children, I'm not saying you weak. I'm just saying, as a saying, it is not for the weak because these kids is something for the people.
Yep.
These
And they
kids
getting
different.
stronger every day.
These kids different. Each generation is different. I know my mom said when she was raising me and my sister, y'all kids different from us, blah blah blah, and I get it because these kids, there's kids different. My child is different from my generation, and then these kids today different from my child. These
Mm-hmm.
kids different. So
My grandkid is different from my child.
yeah, it's a lot. So, but life can be hard even without kids. So, what is happening that has moms losing their temper? Excuse me. Here are a few reasons why you may feel unusually mad. One, lack of sleep. Mm. Sleep is essential for a healthy life, and it helps regulate emotions and maintain your mental stability. If you have been running on little sleep for a long time, it is no surprise that you might have a short fuse. So, what you think about that, sister?
I haven't slept in since 2001. It is now 2024 and I'm still not sleeping. And my youngest is 13. I think I get about 5 hours of sleep a night. I am tired. Um, and it's not for lack of trying. It's that sometimes when you are on the go, you have after school activities. I do work a second job. Maybe my grandkids are having a hard time shutting down for the night. Um, whatever the reason is, sometimes my brain doesn't want to shut off. And so I have to talk my brain into shutting down. Like, it's time for you to go night night now. I'm talking to a kid. Go night night.
I get it.
um, I'm usually one that I used to like to watch TV before I go to bed, and even now I can't. I legit I can't even watch something that is stimulating for me to go to sleep because I'll be up. So I have to shout out to Pluto. I ain't trying to plug nothing, but Pluto got the old school TV shows like Father's Knows Best, All in the Family, the Jeffersons, all the old school stuff we grew up on. Family Affair, all that's a Mama's Family. I turn on one Gunsmoke. That's my favorite. Um, I go to sleep with Chester and Festus every night.
I'm sorry. That's this.
So I have to have something that is so mundane, so ridiculously boring that my brain just be like, I'm just done with it. I'm just tired and just shut down.
I get it. I get it. And y'all new moms, when y'all the new moms and y'all have babies and y'all trying to get these babies on schedule, that can be hard. That can be lack of sleep. But y'all that have toddlers, toddlers ain't no joke. Especially them terrible
Mm-hmm.
twos, them trying threes. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you
Yeah.
have to sleep. I tell people, and some people be like, "Oh no, I can't always do that." But especially for the new moms, I try to say, when
Mm-hmm.
baby sleep, you sleep.
You sleep. Yep. Even if it's 10-minute nap, do what
Yep.
you want. Like,
Don't when the baby sleep, don't be out. Okay, I gotta wash
mm-mm.
clothes, I gotta clean the house, I gotta do this. No, when the baby sleep, you sleep. Um,
Exactly.
so you can at least try to get some sleep.
Yep.
When you get teenagers, that's a whole nother not sleeping.
Yeah.
Because
Uh-huh.
especially if your teenagers are out and about doing stuff, it's gonna be a Friday night, they could be at a game, and you ain't at the game. They might have a curfew, but you ain't gonna sleep
Yeah.
until
Until they
they in the
yep.
house.
Yep.
So let me tell you, I am in my 50s, and like I said, I'm a caregiver to my mama. And if I'm out and about, my mama ain't gonna sleep until I get in the house, and I'm grown.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just being part of a mama. So
And then she tell us stop. Didn't she tell us stop making all that noise?
I know I came in. That's another story. Came in yesterday, last night. She was like, "Take your butt to bed. Stop doing all that laughing." She said, "Stop doing all that laughing. Take your butt to bed." And I'm like, I heard you on that phone last night. And you in that cackling. I had to cut my fan on. I was like, Mom, you can shut the door. I can't shut the door because it get hot in here. I had the fan on. But anyway, but she's not gonna sleep until I come there. If she dozes off when I walk in the door, she's gonna be like, "Oh, I
Yep.
won't sleep. I was waiting for you to." Yeah, she's not gonna really
Mm-hmm.
sleep until
Yeah.
she knows, because she's a mom, and even though I'm grown, she's a mom. Um,
Exactly.
some like us going back to my mom. I have asthma. So when I was little, especially as a baby, and I was having asthma, and they trying to figure out what they're gonna do with me, how they're gonna treat me and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
She said she would not, when I was having an asthma attack or sick, she could not sleep because she was always up trying to make sure I was still breathing.
Yep.
So, but
Yep.
that's as a mom, she would make
Yep.
sure, still
I've been
breathing, my
there.
baby, this,
Been there.
and I've done that too. If
Been there with the oldest
your
one.
child don't feel good, whether it's asthma or anything, you peeping in to make sure they all right, that they still
Mm-hmm.
breathing, and so yeah, yeah, when you a mother, yeah, you can get lack of sleep. So
Yep. And yeah,
everything can
if
be
you don't,
perfectly fine, you still can get lack of sleep. So
yep. Yep.
um, so also number two, kids do not meet expectations. When our kids do not meet our expectations, it can often lead to anger. Some of this anger can stem from embarrassment or fear. Embarrassment when your kids misbehave and you think others will judge your parenting or your children, or fear that they will grow up and become adults who are irresponsible or who have bad character. And do you want to answer? You keep them rolling. Let me tell you. I mean, mamas. I'm gonna say this, and I actually said this the other last night. When you have children, whether they're your biological children or they're your adopted children or they're foster children that's temporary in your home, it don't matter. When you're a mama, a guardian, a caregiver, I've heard people say, "Well, don't adopt because you don't know what you're gonna get." But when you have your own,
You
you
don't know
don't
what
know
you
what
gonna
you're
get.
gonna get. So
Mm-hmm.
kids, period, you don't
Yep.
know what you're going to get. So you know, yeah, I mean, when we was coming up, my mama put the fear in us. Don't
Yeah.
you go out? We're going to the store. Don't you ask for nothing. Don't you touch nothing. You start acting crazy, I'm gonna give you something to act crazy for.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's how it was. These
Yep.
kids these days be trying you. They be that no limit soldier. They be trying testing your gang stuff,
Yes.
and they always seem to act crazy in public.
And and it's funny because I only had one that acted crazy in public until we figured out what was wrong with him, and then we just limited where we went with him. Um, After he got older, all my kids knew that there were rules. When you go to the store, you don't ask for nothing. Don't touch nothing. If you take it and it's not yours, I'm gonna take you right back in that store and you gonna tell them people that you took this. Not me. You stole it. Not me. And no, I'm not paying for it. And no, you can't have it. If they say, oh, it's okay, she can have it. No, you're not. I had two that did that. I walk out the store, one had a piece of candy, one had a toy. Where you get that from? It was, how they have the stuff sitting right there on the bottom of the aisle.
Mhm.
No, man, we're gonna take that right around back in the store. I said, they took this and I didn't pay for it, and we're bringing it back. Oh, well, they can have it. No, they can't. We didn't pay for that, and I didn't want them to have it. Thank you, but we're gonna leave this right here. Walk right on out of the store, not dealing with it. I don't do that. Um, I have told my kids, and all the kids that I've ever had, this was my spiel. When we walk in this store, if I look around and you not holding on to this basket, guess who just lost? Guess who will be replaced? Not my issue, because I told you to stay with me. Let me tell
Look
you,
who talking.
in 24 years, I have never lost a kid.
Look who talking.
Them kids had
Um,
white knuckle syndrome.
yes, they did. But look who talking. You learn from
Because
experience.
I got lost. I know how
She got lost once upon a time, but that's another
I
story.
did. So
So
I
she
already
like,
knew.
yeah, she did. So at the
So
mall,
I already knew.
at the
But I
mall.
mean, and to this day, and to this day, I said my kids still will follow those rules. But they also, I've had people come and tell me when they are not with me, I've had them tell me, even my worst kids that act crazy in my house, they always say, oh my gosh, they do so well when they're here, and they're, just a lovely person. And I'm looking at them going, and which kid did you say this was? Because they don't do that in my house, but I guess it's okay for them to act crazy in my house and be okay in public, because that means
Public.
I'm doing something.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
That's what
yeah,
I say too. Yeah, they might act crazy at home, but they ain't gonna act crazy in public. So
exactly,
that's a good
exactly,
thing. Um,
yeah.
Another one is ongoing stress. Parenting can be challenging enough, but when you add outside stressors such as financial problems, health issues, or conflict with a spouse or a partner, the anger level goes up a tick.
And
So
they do, and they
it
do.
does, it does, because especially like I said, I went through a divorce. So my issue was, okay, I gotta rethink things because the two parent income, the two income is no longer two, is one. The two parent household is no longer two parent, is one. I have a male child in this world. He's used to his parents living in the house and whatnot. I had to rethink stuff. So I tried. So it's not that I got angry; it just added on to mom guilt.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't angry. I was grateful that I was out the situation, but now I'm in a whole nother situation that I'm not prepared for. So that just added to me. That just added to my guilt because the way I was providing for him when I was married is a different way now because I don't have them funds. And then I went to grad school to better myself so I can better the situation for me and my child. So with that, I didn't have the anger. It just added on to the guilt.
Okay.
Um, Guilt that I didn't really know that I was feeling guilty
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
So that was my ongoing stress. And then ongoing stress was financial problems. But in my mind, I was like, as long as my child taken care of, I'm sacrificing. As long as he eating, I'm good.
Yeah.
I can go over here, eat this cracker, but I'm gonna need him to eat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I gotta lose weight anyway. That was in my mind. I need to lose
Yeah.
some weight anyway. But as long as my child good, he got shelter, he got clothes, he getting the education, he eating whatever he need. Long as that taken care of, all my stuff went to the back burner, which can cause stress.
Yeah.
What you think, sister, on ongoing stress?
I think that's absolutely right. Like, you have to think differently. And once you're used to doing something a certain way, and then you have to accommodate and do things a different way, um, it is stressful. Um, but you power through because most of the people, like you said, are looking at, I have to do what I have to do for my kids. So regardless whether it's stressful or not, you're gonna go ahead and do what you got to do. Um, I mean, that's what I would have done. That's what I did. Yeah.
So we're gonna go over some how to nip anger in the bud. So you will not be able to avoid the emotion of anger forever. In fact, anger is a normal emotion that everyone will experience, and that is so true. Trying to avoid ever feeling angry is like trying not to be a human. The goal is not to completely avoid getting angry, but to channel the anger in a healthy way and to not let the anger get out of control. With that caveat in mind, here are a few things you can do to help reduce mom rage. Because when we get angry, how they say happy wife, happy life.
Happy life.
Yeah. Yeah, because women in general, when we
Yeah.
get angry, we angry. You don't want to have the wrath of a
Yeah.
woman. So as a mom, When we get angry, we can't pop off. I have popped off sometimes, certain times for
I
like
have
no,
to.
I mean, I ain't gonna say no reason, but like I've popped off and taken stuff off on people that I shouldn't have because it's not their fault because of stress or whatever was going on in my life or being angry. And then, one time I was working in the school system and them children, other people's children, something for the people too. So,
Mm-hmm.
and you just have to get yourself together so that you won't just have anger throughout the house, everybody walking around the house on pins and needles because they like, what in the world,
Yeah.
So basically, to reduce that mom rage, because we can't get into rage, we need to get some rest. When you have a baby or toddler who does not sleep, this can be an impossible task. But there are some things you may want to consider to help you get that much needed rest. One, if you can, sleep when they nap. That's what I just said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep when they sleep. I know you have a ton of things to do, but you would be better equipped to handle those things if you are not a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
If they take a 5 minute nap, you take a 5 minute nap.
Mm-hmm.
Sleep when they sleep. If you have a significant other, ask your significant other to give you time to sleep. Many moms do not like asking for help, even from a partner, but it is okay to say you need some sleep when you are not getting enough because they're going to get their sleep.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
They'll sleep. So, bro, I'm gonna need you to you got the baby. And I do not. This is my pet peeve. I do not like when a parent, i.e., the man, say he is babysitting. How do you babysit your own child? That is your child. You are parenting. You're not babysitting. But
Yep.
I heard men say, "Oh no, I can't do this because I'm babysitting my kids." You're not babysitting the kids.
Mm-hmm.
You're parenting your kids. That's just my pet peeve. But you can get your sleep, so I'm gonna need you to get up. It's your turn because I'm gonna need to get some rest. Because guess what? If I don't get no rest, then I'm gonna be enraged, and then you gonna have you not gonna be happy. So we in
Mm-hmm.
this together, bro.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah. Ask a friend or a family member for help. Moms may be even less likely to ask for help from someone outside the house. But desperate times call for desperate measures. Plus, it is not exactly a hardship to ask a grandparent to babysit. Remember, it takes a village. What you think about that? Because you got a lot of kids. You the little old lady that live in the shoe. Yeah, so
Oh,
many kids
my
don't know what to
grandkids
do.
live with me. So before we did this podcast and you called me, I was napping with my grandkid. Ask me why. Because both of us was in rage. Ask me why. Because somebody wanted to go outside and play. And I told her, I recognized that she had been, cooped up and she had been sick and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? That's fine. I'm going to take you to the park. Didn't comprehend her 3-year-old mind. So I said, go downstairs, tell your mama I'm going to take you to the park. I want to go outside and play. Okay. Go outside, go downstairs, tell your mom I'm going to take you to the park. No, I want to go outside and play. Okay. So I pick her up, take her inside, and say, go downstairs, take it to. Oh no. We wants to throw us a temper tantrum. I mean, we all on the floor, we kicking doors, we on the stairs, we slamming stuff, we trying to get back out the door. So I'm just standing there going, no. I'm trying to tell you, if you just go downstairs, tell your mama, I'm taking you to the park, we ready to leave. You want to do this whole gambit. So I said, okay, guess what? Now we both not getting what we want. Now we both not getting what we want. So I told her, I said, if you go out the door, you're gonna have to suffer the consequences. What did she do? Look me dead in my face, open that door, and go outside. Not a problem. I kept my cool. I'm good now, girl. I didn't have 5 kids plus some, so I know how to work this thing. So I go outside, I get her, bring her back in the house, and I shut the door. I follow through on what I said I was gonna do. And then we sat down. And then she said, looked me dead in my face and said, but I need a uppy. I said, that's fine. And I said, and what we're going to do is we're going to sit here because neither one of us got what we want. So until I get what I want and you get what you want, we just going to be here. She finally calmed down. And I said, all right, now, here's the thing. When I tell you to do something, I want you to do it. You could have avoided all of this had you just went downstairs and told your mama what I told you to do. But no.
Mm-hmm.
So now we have to, I recognize that you're tired and you're hot and sweaty. So now we need to take a nap. So now we're going to go upstairs. We're going to lay down. We're going to take a nap. Well, I don't want to take a nap. Yeah, y'all need a nap. So we're going to take one together. Because I'm tired. You don't want me out. And when
True.
you wake up, we will go to the park.
True. And
That's
some
what
of
we
y'all
was
might
doing.
and some of y'all might be like, well, she had to go downstairs and tell her mama why her mama ain't doing it. Well, her mama's not feeling good at this moment in time.
Right.
Um, so Yaya is on duty.
Yes.
So because the mama is sleeping because she's not feeling good.
Not
So
feeling well.
yeah, so she's on Yaya duty. So that's why it wasn't. I know some of y'all might be like, well, if her mama downstairs, why her mama can't do that? But that's why, because the mama needs some help. So the mama had to call on the Yaya. So that's how that worked. Okay, so have realistic expectations for your children. The anger you are feeling towards your children may be from having expectations for them that they cannot meet. Having a good understanding of what is developmentally possible for children at different ages can help. It is also important to remind yourself that all kids develop in different rates. And while one child may be capable of something, another child may not be able to do the same thing at the same age.
And that is right. I had, my kids, they all were quote unquote special needs, although they don't have, by standards of foster care, special needs were children that were hard to place for various reasons. And their various reasons include age, race, um, how many siblings they have. It included all of that. And then it also included if there were intellectual things going on, developmental things, emotional things, all of those things. So some of my kids came to me only because they had maybe siblings, or if they had the race or whatever. Yeah, it's crazy, but they were called special needs kids. Okay. So my special needs kids came to me for different reasons. And I've always, a lot of people say, well, you treat your kids the same. And I'm like, no, I don't, because my kids are not the same. I can treat them the same in one aspect by giving them all the expectations that I expect of them. But to know that each one of my kids, where they are in life, are not going to probably not follow through all the way, I treat them differently. So where I may punish one for one thing, I may have to be a little bit more lenient or go a different route with the next one because of what's going on with them. So my kids be all over the place sometimes. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. And I have had to be straightforward with some and do the whole normal thing. And I've had to deviate from my whole expectation of what I expected my kid to do, and literally go down and research, how do I handle a kid with this particular problem? And I have to parent them a whole different way, i.e., I have to make it a win-win situation on my part, but make it look like it's a win-win on their part. So it's difficult, it's stressful, but you got to do it because you're a mom.
And that's true. It didn't say, I mean, there's some moms that have this big age gap. They might have a child that's a teenager, and then next thing you know, they're about to birth another child, or they might have a toddler.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and you can't say, oh, well, when Johnny was 5, he was doing such and such, because this child might not be there, and this child is not Johnny. Because everybody's, even twins and triplets and quadruplets and quintuplets and
Are not the
sextuplets
same.
are not the same. Even if they look this, you can have identical twins, they are not the same.
Exactly.
Just because one is doing one thing don't mean the other one's gonna do it, because they're different.
Yep.
The last one for anger is have realistic expectations for yourself. A mom cannot always cook healthy, organic meals, keep the entire house spotless, have all of her children dressed and Instagram ready, or ensure that her children behave, handle every dispute perfectly, get everyone to school and extracurricular activities on time, and remain perfectly calm, kind, and happy at all times. Moms can do many wonderful things, but expecting yourself to be perfect will leave you feeling frustrated, sad, and even angry.
Let me tell you something. And this is my motto. Every day my kids open their eyes and they are a day above ground and breathing and have been fed and clothed is a good day for them. That's all I can say. It's a good day for them and it's a good day for me. We may not get where we need to be at on time. Some days, your clothes is always going to be clean, but are they always going to be iron? Probably not. You're at the age now where you know what an iron is and you know how to use it, and I have taught you these things. So that no longer is my problem. That's a you problem. Um, but your clothes are always clean. Now, your hair is always clean. Now, whether your hair is done, you are at an age now where your hair should always be done. But you can do that. So that's a you problem. So if you walk out of here and your clothes is wrinkled and your head is all of your hair is all over your head, that's not a me problem. That's a you problem. But when they were little, my mama used to tell me, "Why don't kids going to church?" I'd be like, "No, they're not going. They're going to daycare."
Yes, it was good. Their hair was done.
Because their hair was done every week. Their hair, they had these clothes. I mean, their clothes. Even when they went to daycare, they were, and I didn't care if they went to daycare and they got, red sauce or dirt on their clothes or whatever. And I don't care if they had brand new shoes. I never bought them like Nikes and stuff like that when they were toddlers. I was like, no, you can get these whatever they like mermaids and all this stuff. You can do that because your feet grow too much for me. But if you went to school and you played in red dirt, shoes are made to be played in red dirt. Go ahead, you do that. I'm just gonna wash them. I'm gonna clean them. You had more than one pair because for the pair I play for a pair of Nikes, I can get you 3 pair and you good. They make you run just as fast as the Nikes did. So I'm like, it's okay. It's just clothing. We did hand-me-downs. We did brand new clothes. We did whatever I had, and what like in my community, we did whatever we needed to do to make it back because I had a lot of kids. That being said, they are at an age now where they can take care of themselves. So the only thing I have to really worry about is getting you where you need to be at on time. And that may or may not happen.
All right, all right, all right. So yeah, I get it. I get it. I try to be early because my child be like, Mom, why is we here early? Because I be trying to be early. Um, that's just me. You be like, okay, I'm here.
Exactly. I'll be
But
like,
I'm here. Me, I be trying to get in early. Literally, when my child was playing soccer, we was always there early. And even at his soccer banquet, his coach said, "I can always rely on you being early," because I was just always there early. Because I'm like the traffic, and you just that's just
yeah.
me. Even with my child growing up, I try to get him to be there early. He'd be like, "Mom." Well, I was
He
like,
like his
you
aunt.
gotta, I said, you gotta be, do such and such because you don't know, if it's gonna be traffic, what's gonna be going on, and you're trying to be that. That's just me. But my sister
Yeah.
be like,
Look.
I'm on my
But
way.
look, it's a whole different breed when you got a suburban and you
We know
pull
that.
up. Look, it's a whole different breed when you got a suburban and you pull up and you get out the car and you open the back door and you let out 2 kids and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 keep coming.
That's true.
People be looking at you different. They be like, you know what? Just thank God she's here. And everybody's not crying. Everybody's happy and healthy.
That is true. That is true.
Cause girl, it was a struggle. Do you hear me?
That's true. So, with that said, if you have any comments about this episode, please drop it in the comment section. And we do have another one to talk about regarding anger, and let's talk about comparison. Comparison to other parents and healthy versus unhealthy comparisons. But we're going to talk about that at the next episode, which will be part 5 of the Mom Guilt series, and then part 6 of the Mom Guilt series will be taking care of yourself. So how we can self-care, take care of ourselves. And then that would be the end of our Mom Guilt series. But of course, throughout, we will still be talking about different things about motherhood and mom guilt, because of course we talk about all things motherhood, sisterhood, adulthood, parenthood, womanhood, childhood, and the hood. So with
Yep.
that being said, my sister, do you have anything else for the amazing people?
I do not. Just keep your head up. Just don't worry about anything. You got this. You know, just go with the times, go with what feels right with you, honey. Go with God. That's all I can say. Go with
Yes.
God.
Oh God. So until next time, amazing people, we wish you blessings and love.